This week, veterans tell their stories, APLAC gets into heated debates, Tri-M hosts a coffeehouse karaoke night, Mr. Storley launches an engineering and manufacturing club,
we get to know our school psychologist,
and Illinois recognizes our Tri-M musicians as the best in the state.
All that and more
on the Warrior Weekly. Good morning, Warriors, and welcome to this week's edition of the Warrior Weekly, presented by Warrior Student Media. I'm Jasmine Carvalho.
And I'm Madison Donovan. Today we spotlight the school psychologist, sing with the Tri-M at the coffee house, and take a look at the new club at MCHS.
But first, we honor those who have served and listened to their experiences on Veterans Day.
The MCHS Social Science Division held multiple assemblies in the Upper Campus Auditorium for our local veterans. Chair of the Social Science Division, Mr. Sean Sterner, went into detail explaining the reasoning and importance behind these assemblies.
Historically, everyone got Veterans Day off, right? So it was a day of non-attendance where students didn't go to school. But we questioned the significance of having students just miss school during this day. So what we did is we decided to gather local veterans. We asked them to participate in a panel, and we've been doing this for many years now.
Members of the Warrior Weekly set out to interview a few of our local veterans, finding out what it means to them.
It just brings up a lot of memories, a lot of emotions, and I usually talk to a few of my buddies, usually quite a few of my buddies. We'll reach out to each other, we'll talk, we'll on the phone, we'll text, we'll plan get-togethers and stuff like that because we went through so much together, and the people we lost, it just brings back a lot of emotions and stuff. It's just one of those days that, it makes you, it's kind of with you all the time, but it heightens it because, people are thanking you for being a veteran, or you're doing the veterans event like I've done multiple years in a row now here at McHenry. And so it just kind of brings back all those memories and thoughts.
Along with what Veterans Day means to them, veterans also shared how they believe this day can impact others.
When they hear stories about what the veterans have done to serve their country, maybe they can, maybe think about joining the service themselves and do their part in continuing the tradition.
McHenry is incredibly grateful for its veterans, along with veterans everywhere. Reporting for the Warrior Weekly, we are Ethan Bailey, Matthew Colino, and Cole Amelsey.
To all of the veterans nationwide, we thank you for your service.
Next, AP Language and Composition elects their new president. Warrior Student Media has the story.
On Wednesday, November 9th, AP Language and Composition students gathered in the Warrior Room to elect an AP president. The three candidates, Jacob Jensen, Chase Kaplan, and Maya Gill, campaigned against each other during second and third period.
One candidate is elected to represent the class period. And then yesterday is when we did the national election, where each of the candidates from each of the three periods gave their speech, shared their commercial, and then did a town hall debate.
The election is designed to teach students about writing and presenting argumentative speeches for the AP test, as well as some key ideas related to the democratic process.
The main purpose is to prepare them for the AP test because it helps prepare them for major paper 2. It's also a good transition from the rhetorical analysis essay, which was their first major paper, and they do some of that rhetorical analysis or they apply those skills when they're developing their speech. So ultimately it's to help prepare them for the AP test.
At the end of the debate, APLAC students voted on who they believed to be the best candidate. Jacob Jensen was chosen as AP president for his persuasive commercial and goals for the school.
Well, we did an exit poll. A lot of them said that it was his commercial. They liked his commercial. A lot of them said that they liked his speech. And also during the town hall debates, they seemed to like his answers the best.
Though the title doesn't hold any true responsibilities, it does come with bragging rights for Jensen.
Even though we all realistically know the position means nothing, it was a fun election. I'm happy to win.
Sophomores who are interested in doing this project next year can talk to their counselor about taking AP Language and Composition. Reporting for the Warrior Weekly were Juliana Reese, Madison Harvey, and McKenna Harvey.
Freshman Night is happening this Thursday at the freshman campus. Parents of freshmen should come at 6 p.m. to learn about college and career opportunities and how to set their student up for success in the next 3 years. Email Mr. Menke with any questions.
Last Friday, our Tri-M musicians welcomed Warriors on stage for an open mic night.
This past Friday was the annual coffee house hosted by Tri-M. This is an event where every student gets the chance to showcase any musical talent they have.
We've been thinking about this since August, but we started initially planning ever since the mid of October. And we had to set out who was getting decorations when and who, and then who's going to be the main hostess, and who's going to be in charge of all the technological things.
The audience gets to see a variety of acts from all different musical genres and cheer on their friends as they brave the stage.
I'm most excited about seeing all the people who never get to perform and get cheered for by people who really support them.
I'm most excited to see what everyone performs, because that's the most exciting part, is to see how many acts we have. This time around it's a little low, but I'm really excited because a lot of them are longer songs, so I'm really excited.
This event wraps up the first semester for Tri-M and is a good way for seniors to get on the stage for one of their last performances.
Well, I wanted to perform at Coffee House tonight because I have for the last 2 years since sophomore year, and I think that it's just kind of a last little activity for the first semester for choir and for Tri-M, and I just think it's really important to participate.
The songs picked by the performers are songs they connect with on a deeper level, and some even chose to perform their own original songs.
I also really connect with that song, Creep by Radiohead, so I would definitely do that again.
This event is a fun and exciting way to showcase your talents. Be sure to attend next year to support or perform. Reporting for the Warrior Weekly, we are Cooperstown Bruin, Maddie Donovan, and Jasmine Carballo.
If you're in need of caffeine, Rusty Malt is open from 1st to 3rd period down by the south entrance.
Next, manufacturing teacher Mr. Storley is advising a new club here on campus. The Engineering and Manufacturing Club members are excited to put their knowledge to use.
Every Thursday, Mr. Storley hosts an Engineering and Manufacturing Club after school at 3 p.m. Storley explains the goal of the club and its importance.
The goal of the club was trying to kind of do projects that go beyond what we do in the classroom, and then also taking into some of the different departments in here and trying to combine their skills and trying to connect the engineering and manufacturing. Because in industry, it is a big part of kind of what industry is like.
The club works to connect the lessons taught in both the engineering and manufacturing classes offered here at McHenry.
We implement stuff we learn in Mr. McLean's class and Mr. Soy's class and put them together and blend them together to creative things and utilize them and actually implement them in real life situations.
Another important aspect to the club is getting to work with others. Sophomore Milo Leszewski explains why he decided to join the club.
I chose to be a part of it because it's something to do after school, and Mr. Storley's a cool guy. I figured it'd be something fun to do with my friends after.
Students are welcome to join the club anytime. If you have any questions, reach out to Mr. Storley.
Reporting for the Warrior Weekly were Riley Byron, Kylie Chanowski, Brielle Kakamo, and Casey Congdon.
Next, WSM introduces MCHS psychologists and what they do inside the building, but also what they do inside our minds.
Resources for students' well-being are not hard to find at MCHS. Psychologists, an example of resources, give students the opportunity to have someone to talk to. To get to know some of our psychologists, here's Mrs. Bradenbach and Mr. Bourne explain what they love about their job.
I love working with students. I love it. I get energy from it. I always let students know that they are the reason that sometimes I come to work. Because we all, there are just days, right? We all just have days. But the students are the reason that I want to come to work. I'm amazed every day by what I see and the little things that even maybe students don't know that they're doing, or things that may not seem like a big deal, but they are, because they're movement and they're positive and they're good. Or knowing even when somebody's struggling, to know that if they have one person, any one person, then that's important. Just really, I love the students. I love what I do. I love what I do.
When I see a student that's been struggling for a while succeed at something, so they've been struggling to come to school, or struggling to turn in work, or struggling with mental health, depression, anxiety, and they have a breakthrough, or they're having just a great day, and I see them in the hallway and they've got a smile on their face, and I know that they're having a good day, and maybe that's stemming from a conversation that that student and I have had, and maybe I played a small part in helping them have a better day or better experience.
With having such a great opportunity to help out students, Mr. Bourne explains why it's vital to focus on mental health and have someone to talk to.
I think if we bury problems and we feel like we're alone, that sometimes makes matters worse. And I think the more we can talk about it, the better off we are at normalizing those concerns that students feel, young people, all adults feel. But also it helps us to understand the role that environment, society, and schools play in mental health and how we can work together to improve it.
The psychologist rooms are located in the chill zone. If you're interested in having an interview, please email the psychologist corresponding to your grade. Reporting for the Warrior Weekly were Dennis Turkan, Rachel DeZalvo, and Travis Kokinos.
Finally, Tri-M performers reflect on the winning of the Illinois Tri-M Chapter of the Year for the North Central Division.
We spoke with members of this club to discuss what Tri-M is and what winning this award means to them.
MCHS's Tri-M musicians were honored to be recognized as Illinois' 2021 to 2022 Chapter of the Year winners. The president of the Music Honor Society is proud of how far they've come.
Last year, we were awarded the 2022 State Chapter of the Year award, so it feels like we have like a really big reputation to uphold, if that makes sense. The type of legacy I'm trying to leave behind would be having kids adventure out of their comfort zones more. I think being a part of Tri-M really opened up my confidence. I was able to perform last year a solo song like all by myself, and honestly I wouldn't have done that if like a bunch of the people and a lot of my friends in Tri-M gave me the little push.
The award deems our musicians as the best in the state, but to them, integrity is more important than ranking. The group prides themselves in embracing the power of the arts and bringing together those with different passions. It basically made us more well known. So winning Chapter of the Year is basically really good for us because it lets people know that we're serious about this and that the arts are a good thing. Sometimes there's a great divide between band, choir, theater, and I think our plan is just bring all of those people together and know that we're all part of this and we all care about this organization. Congrats on the win, Tri-M. Bravo. Reporting for the Warrior Weekly, we're Kira Kearns, Ari Juarez, Keith Pierce, and Layla Moreno.
That's all for today's show. Be sure to follow the Warrior Weekly on all social media platforms, including Twitter, Insta, and TikTok.
For Madison Donovan and all of Warriors student media, I'm Jasmine Carballo. Have a great week, Warriors.